I was just minding my own business in the convenience store when suddenly a hooded guy jumped at the cashier and pulled out a gun.
Give me some cash. All of it. Now.
Everyone started to panic, except me. I'd actually been waiting for this moment. Hey, idiot! Everyone gasped as the robber turned to me. I then walked up to him while slowly removing my jacket. It's so hot in here, don't you think?
Back off, sweetheart. I have a gun.
Not anymore. He tried to dive for it, but I immediately locked him in a tight grip and pinned him to the ground. It's jail time, baby. And that's how you catch a criminal. Hi, my name is Artemis, and I've always wanted to become a detective, just like my dad. Before I continue, MSA will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. As the robber was being arrested, someone approached me with a proud smile on his face. My favorite police detective, Lewis. I'd met him during a Future Detective summer program for high school students last year, and we'd kept in touch.
You're really something else, kid.
Kid? He was just 5 years older than me, but he kept treating me as his little sister. And it was so annoying because I actually liked him. I learned from the best.
If you're free tonight, do you want to have dinner with me?
Would he finally confess his feelings for me? The anticipation was killing me. He took me to a romantic restaurant and my heart was racing.
I'll get to the point, Artemis. I know that you've been waiting for this moment too.
You bet I have.
We're having a big and difficult case right now, and we need your help.
Oh, I suddenly felt stupid. Tell me about it.
It's a gold smuggling case, and the suspect's name is Mr. Anderson. We need some hard evidence against him.
And how can I help exactly?
He has a son, and his name is Chase. He's a senior high school student, reckless, clumsy, and spoiled. He's looking for a female bodyguard, and she should be very attractive.
So, you want me to pose as his bodyguard while spying on Mr. Anderson, right?
Exactly. I need you to find where he's keeping all those gold bars.
Mission accepted, officer. Dad had trained me in martial arts since I was 2, and now I could finally put it to good use. Lewis prepared my fake documents for the application, and luckily, I was chosen. I was so excited about this mission, but little did I know that I was about to get involved in the biggest mess ever. I tried so hard to keep my cool when I finally met Mr. Anderson. His face literally screamed danger. I was secretly scanning my eyes around his office as we discussed the job. There were surveillance cameras everywhere. It was gonna be harder than I thought.
I love my son more than anything, so do your best to protect him.
I'll make sure you won't regret hiring me, sir. He gave me a very thick portfolio of Chase, and the first thing I noticed was his face. It was very attractive. Mr. Anderson told me that Chase was waiting for me in this room, and the moment I opened it, I was caught off guard when someone suddenly jumped on me. It was him, and he looked like a scared little puppy. Is everything okay?
Take that disgusting little creature away from me.
I looked around and noticed a cockroach crawling toward us. I immediately stepped on it and crushed it to death. Don't worry, it's gone. He finally opened his eyes, and I almost dropped my jaw when we both stared at each other. He was the most handsome man that I had ever seen, and I wasn't exaggerating. Just then, he jumped away from me and cleared his throat.
I just find it really dirty, that's all. Anyway, you must be the new bodyguard.
Artemis, at your service.
Dad surely knows my type.
Do you want to make out? Do you want to die?
Playing hard to get. I like that.
I was hired to be your bodyguard, not your girlfriend, sir.
You'll still end up being one, so why waste time?
He was about to touch me, but I gave him a powerful blow that sent him flying to the wall.
Are you crazy? You're being paid to protect me, not kill me.
Sorry, it's just a reflex.
Fix your stupid reflex or I'll tell Dad to fire you.
Loud and clear, sir. I'll officially start my duty tomorrow. Have a nice night. Later that night, while everyone was sleeping, I tiptoed around the mansion and installed some spy cameras to watch Mr. Anderson's every move. I had to catch him soon and get this job over and done with. The next day at Chase's school, boys immediately flocked around me like I was a celebrity. And Chase didn't look too happy about it. Just then, he started throwing some dollar bills at them.
$1,000 for each of you to back off and stop looking at my bodyguard, losers.
And with that, they all closed their eyes and ran away like rats in the dark. Excuse me, sir, but why did you do that? I can take care of myself.
I want you to focus on me. Those idiots will just distract you.
There's no need to do that. I'm not usually distracted by stupid things. But he just ignored me and continued walking. Suddenly, he slipped on a piece of tissue paper, and before he could hit his head on the ground, I caught him in my arms. Our faces were so close, and for a moment, I felt lost in his beautiful blue eyes. Just then, a pretty girl came running and screaming,
Hubby Boo!
"What is the meaning of this? Are you cheating on me?" Based on his file, it must be Vanessa, his girlfriend. On reflex, I dropped Chase to the ground.
This girl is my bodyguard. She was just protecting me.
Oh, what a relief. I'm your one and only, always and forever. Right, hubby boo? She then jumped on him and started kissing him like a vacuum cleaner. Vanessa was clinging onto Chase all day and kept sticking her tongue out at me. What was her problem? Later that day, Chase suddenly dragged me into the janitor's closet.
I actually don't like Vanessa. I just dated her because she's just so obsessed with me. I felt bad for her.
And why are you telling me this, sir?
Don't be jealous.
Huh? I'm sorry, but I really don't get you.
Forget it. I already broke up with her many times, and she's like an annoying leech. From now on, I want you to keep her away from me. Make sure she doesn't come near me.
Copy that, sir. Later that day, I snuck into the bathroom to check the surveillance video on my phone and saw Mr. Anderson enter the mansion, and then he went straight into his room. I needed to have access there too. On my way out, I bumped into someone, Vanessa. Listen, girlie, you may look tough and all, but I'm not scared of you. I need you to stay away from my future husband, my hubby boo. Sorry, I can't do that. I'm being paid to be by his side 24/7. And besides, you have nothing to worry about. I'm not attracted to him. She burst out laughing. Chase is the most beautiful guy in the entire universe. There's no way you're not attracted to him unless you're a lesbian. OMG, are you? Do you like me instead?
Maybe.
I can't blame you. I'm perfect, but I'm sorry. You're not my type. That's too bad because I think I'm obsessed with you. I leaned in closer and pouted my lips for a kiss. Ew! Get away from me! My little stunt was effective because anytime Vanessa came close to Chase, I made pouty lips at her and she ran off. But I wasn't exactly celebrating. It had only been a week, but I wanted to give up already. Chase was a total pain in the butt and such a big baby. He would complain over the smallest things. One time, he was making a huge fuss about a mosquito bite.
How could you not stop it from sucking my precious blood? I thought you had great reflexes. See? It's swollen.
You're not gonna die from it, sir. Relax. One time, he decided to skip school just to go shopping for a new yacht. As we were walking towards the port, we bumped into some guys who looked like gangsters, and he actually knew them.
It's a perfect day to break some skulls, don't you think, Chase? What do you want, Brody?
Your girl. She looks like my next girlfriend. He was about to touch me, but suddenly, Chase jumped in and shoved him to the ground.
Don't you dare touch her, dummy.
Brody went berserk. You stupid dirtbag. He was about to punch Chase, but I was able to block his fist just in time. I'd run home to mommy if I were you. I twisted his arm and he went screaming in pain.
Get her, boys.
I threw a couple of my karate moves and they all fell to the ground in no time. I turned to Chase and he looked stunned. He was still speechless, even in the car. When we got home, he just sat in front of me and stared at my face. Is there any problem, sir?
You're the prettiest and coolest girl that I've ever met. Do you know that?
He lifted his hand to touch my face and I just shivered at the contact. You know what happens when you touch me, Chase. So get your hands off me before it's too late. Suddenly, his happy face turned sad as he pulled away from me.
I'm sorry. I won't bother you anymore.
Well, that was weird. I needed to find that secret room with the gold bars as soon as possible before things got any weirder. But whenever I had the chance, I looked all around the mansion and found nothing. One day, Mr. Anderson had a business trip and he'd be away for a week. It was finally my chance to work on his room. After making sure everyone was asleep, I went to his room, and while I was checking his drawers, I felt someone watching me from the door. Chase!
What are you doing here?
I was looking for you.
In the drawers? I don't think I could fit in there.
Oh God, I needed to distract him. And then I did the unthinkable. I walked up to him, grabbed his face, and kissed him on the lips. And worse, I kinda enjoyed it.
Whoa, what was that about?
I've been craving your lips.
I knew it. No one could resist me, not even you.
I guess you're right. Anyway, we have to sleep now. It's late.
How could I when you just kissed me?
I tried getting rid of him, but he was persistent. First, he insisted we watch videos together on his favorite channel, MSA, for 2 hours. And then he even made me sing him a lullaby to help him sleep. When he was finally asleep, I just found myself staring at his face. He actually looked like a beautiful angel. Snap out of it, idiot! The next day at school, Chase did something that gave me the shock of my life. He announced to everyone that we were dating, and Vanessa went wild. This girl is a lesbian, and I'm the one she actually likes. She's only getting back at you because she's jealous. Chase ignored her and got on his knees instead. To my surprise, he started tying up my shoelaces.
Silly girl, what if you trip and hurt yourself?
I then pulled him to the side and confronted him. What in the world are you doing?
You like me, and I like you. So we're dating, right?
Are you crazy? If your dad finds out about this, we're dead.
Don't worry. He's too busy to even check up on me. From now on, I'll protect you and serve you instead, okay?
I kept on refusing, but he was unstoppable. He was just around me all the time, and it was driving me crazy. All he did was stare at me 90% of the time. Could you please stop that? It's freaking me out.
I could stare at you forever. You're just too pretty. I sometimes doubt if you're even real.
During classes, he kept reaching for my hand just to hold it. During lunch, he would feed me and just watch me eat. He was acting like the perfect boyfriend, and I had no choice but to play along to protect my cover. Ugh, what had I gotten myself into? Later that night, I called Lewis and reported everything, including my fake relationship with Chase.
I need you to stop entertaining any distractions and finish your mission ASAP. Understood?
He sounded mad, and it made me feel bad. I'm sorry, I'll do better. The only place I hadn't checked yet was Mr. Anderson's bathroom, and I had to do that first thing in the morning. But I woke up to see Chase smiling at me with breakfast in bed.
Good morning, my love. Eat up. I cooked it for you.
The eggs looked delicious, so I decided to have a little taste. And they actually were. I didn't know you could cook.
I wanted to be a chef and open my own restaurant someday, but Dad wanted me to be the next CEO of his company instead.
Nothing feels better than living your dream, so stop being a loser and go for it. It's your life, not your dad's anyway. I suddenly felt bad knowing that his dad was a criminal.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. I can't help but fall for you harder each day.
He sounded so real, I almost fell for it. You're pretty good with words, aren't you?
I'm serious about you.
To my surprise, he gave me a quick peck on the lips, and it made me blush like hell. One weekend, he insisted that I train him in boxing. When we got inside the ring, he was so hyped up. Are you sure about this?
Heck yeah.
But the moment I threw a single punch, he went flying like paper. I worriedly rushed up to him, but he immediately got up.
I wasn't ready, but this time, I'll show you no mercy.
I decided to make him win and let him knock me out this time.
You cheated. You let me win.
No, I didn't. He was pouting as he sulked in the corner, and suddenly I felt bad. Fine, I cheated. I'm sorry.
I'll accept your apology if you'll have a date with me.
I agreed, and he took me to the park. I waited for him on the bench as he bought me ice cream. There were a couple of kids playing around, and to my surprise, he called them over and bought ice cream for all of them, and even gave the vendor a huge tip. He wasn't really that bad after all, and I just found myself smiling. Oh no, I couldn't fall for him. I had to get rid of these stupid thoughts and focus on my goal. The next day, I told Chase that I wasn't feeling well, so I couldn't go to school with him. As soon as the coast was clear, I slipped into his dad's room and went straight to the bathroom. I checked every corner and space until I saw a button underneath the sink. I pressed it, and to my surprise, the bathtub slid away, revealing a trap door beneath it. I tried all the combinations in the passcode lock until it finally opened. I went down the stairs and I couldn't believe my eyes. The room was full of gold bars. I immediately called Lewis for backup, and while I was taking some pictures, someone suddenly smacked my phone out of my hand. It was Mr. Anderson, back from his trip, and he was raging mad.
You little witch.
Just in time, Lewis and the police barged in and finally arrested him. As he was being escorted out, Lewis came up to me and hugged me.
Good work, future detective. I'm so proud of you. You can even get rid of that little punk and hang out with me again. I miss you.
Suddenly, someone spoke from behind us.
So, it was all about this, huh?
I turned around and my smile instantly disappeared upon seeing Chase standing by the door. The hurt look in his eyes broke my heart. Chase, let me explain.
No need. Congratulations on your successful mission.
I watched him walk away with tears in my eyes. I wanted to run after him, but I guess this was for the best. I didn't see him again, and he also never contacted me. I should be happy I was done with him, right? Wrong. It kept on bothering me. A lot. One day, Lewis took me out for dinner, and I was expecting him to give me another case. But he completely surprised me by saying,
I like you a lot, Artemis. Will you be my girlfriend?
I had been waiting for this moment. I should be happy. But why was I thinking about Chase? I'm so sorry, Lewis, but I think we're better off as friends.
You like someone else, don't you?
I just bowed my head down and smiled. It didn't matter now because I'd ruined his life. 2 years had passed and I was finally studying criminology at university. One day during lunch, I decided to try the new restaurant around the corner, and I was shocked to see who the chef was. Chase! It's so nice to see you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I took your advice and here I am.
He looked even more handsome than before. I didn't know what to say.
It's really good to see you, Artemis.
You too. I wanted to hug him and tell him that I missed him, but I couldn't. He then excused himself and walked up to a familiar girl who had just entered the restaurant. It was Vanessa, and they were hugging sweetly. I felt so jealous. I just got up to leave. As I walked out of the restaurant, I felt someone running after me.
Are you jealous?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Vanessa realized that she actually likes girls, and we ended up being good friends.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. Just then, he stepped closer and held my hands.
I've been in love with someone else for a long time now. I bet you know her.
You're supposed to be mad at me for putting your dad in jail.
I'm not. He's a criminal, so he deserves it. I'm upset because you pretended to love me.
When did I say that I was just pretending?
You weren't?
He looked so cute as he blushed, and with that, I grabbed him by his collar and kissed him. Sorry, it's just a reflex.
Let's make it a habit then.